Hi, we have a Fivetran documentation site that gives you a ton of useful resources. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of what's included. So the way you get to our Fivetran documentation site is very simple. It's just fivetran.com/docs. You can search it in any web browser. To start out with, there is the home section, and this gives you some useful information on the core concepts of Fivetran. Another very important section is security. So if this is important to you, you can read through all of our publicly available security information. You can also get in touch with us to speak with a security officer, and we can go into this in more depth. We also have a section on cloud integrations. So you can see all the cloud integrations we have here. This is general information on cloud integrations. If you click into a cloud integration, for instance, Salesforce, you get information on the sync overview, how we pull the data, how we update it, how we do API requests. These are the pre-configuration requirements for connecting Salesforce. So it's really useful. All of these different connections have the pre-configuration requirements here. So if you're setting up a trial, you know what you need to get together beforehand. There's also the setup guide. Very often there's schema information, so it'll tell you what you can expect to pull over. We also have a section on databases. So this shows the databases that we can have as sources that we can pull data from. You've got MySQL here, and then you can see there's different types of MySQL underneath here, so you can click into any specific information on these. There's also Postgres. You can see Heroku, RDS, different types of Postgres, so you can click in here, again, pre-configuration requirements. We also have report replication. So these three connections, AdWords, Google Analytics, and Facebook Insights, we can only pull from their reporting API. And so we've created a separate section for them here. This is general information on pulling from the reporting API, plus specific information to these different connections. This is a section on file replication. There's lots of useful resources explaining exactly how we do file replication. We can pull from both S3 and Google Cloud Storage, and this is a useful connection for bringing over data from sources that we don't have an API connection built for. Oftentimes you can load the data or dump the data or set up some sort of automatic system for bringing the data into one of these different file replication services, and then we can bring the data from there into your data warehouse. We also have a section on event collection. We can pull from Snowplow, which is a really useful resource for tracking the user ID of different people who interact with your websites or click on links on your social media that directs you back to your website. And you don't actually need to have Snowplow as a separate service. We provide all of this. Also, webhooks is great. Many different SaaS solutions support webhooks, and so if we don't have an API connection built for them, we can still use webhooks. And we can pull all of the new event data from whatever SaaS solution it is and bring it into your data warehouse. Also, Segment is another event collection tool, and we can pull the data in from there. This section is for our file uploader or browser uploader. This is a complementary feature of Fivetran where you can create a schema and upload individual files to your data warehouse, creating primary keys for the files and column data types that you can then update with new files later on. Finally, this is a section on our warehouses. You'll see we have Amazon Redshift here. This is the pre-configuration requirements. More information here, the setup guide. We also have information on Snowflake, BigQuery, SQL Server, and Postgres SQL. Sometimes we have connections that are in beta and are not yet added to the documentation. So if that's the case, just reach out to us and we'll provide you with all the information you need. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're very excited about providing you with all the information you need to make sure you have a successful data pipeline.